Hello and welcome back to another video with Amualani. This is episode 7 of my Dwarf Fortress Let's Play Season 1. Now, in the first episode of this series, I did play through the tutorial of Dwarf Fortress, and this is still that same fortress that I played in the tutorial. I will continue to play in this fortress for the rest of this series. Alright, now, this episode I may not be hitting play, we'll see. I'm going to be doing a lot of floor planning, and I'm not sure how much time that's going to take. We do have several things that need to be addressed. Now, first things first is I do think, so these are microline nest boxes. I think I'm going to queue up a couple more nest boxes. This, in the previous episode we did set up our pens here. This one is going to be a pet pen, and in case we get any female birds that are pets, I do want to set up a couple of nest boxes for the eggs. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to get a few things queued up as well in this episode for when we hit play. So the nest boxes are made at the Dwarf's workshop. I'm going to go into Rock, Nest Box, Rock, Nest Box. I'm going to do that 4 times. And we're going to make them out of different materials, which is why I'm not doing the work order. Okay, so we'll do 2 out of microline. And we'll do 2 out of granite. Not sure if that will affect the color or not. Okay, another thing that we want to go ahead and line up is we do have the legendary clothier Ral. I'm going to go ahead and go to Ral here. Ral is 145 years old and has 8 children. High kinesthetic sense, but orange on everything else. But that's okay. A craft object is an unmet need, so queuing up some more clothing for her to craft will be a good thing. I'm curious. Okay, none of her children came. Looks like just passing acquaintances. I believe Ral came with our last group of immigrants. Last group of migrants. So that makes sense. Okay. Let's go ahead and add. Sorry, I'm gonna look at. Okay, so we do still have some cave spider silk. Looks like pigtail and alpaca wool, llama wool, and pigtail cloth. Okay. As well as a bit of leather, but that's not done at the clothier shop. Okay. So yarn. Let's go ahead and make a couple of yarn cloaks. We'll do a work order for yarn glove. We'll do 6 yarn gloves. Also do a work order for... Actually, we won't. We will do cloth shirt and cloth trousers. We'll do a couple of loincloths. And we'll do a couple of silk items. Robe. Cloak. And we'll do a couple of yarn socks, I think. Okay. That should keep our clothier busy, and that's going to actually probably go through the rest of the cloth that I want to go through right now. Let's see here. Looks like our cardinal is still there. Alright. So, like I said, we're going to get into some floor planning. Oh, nope, sorry. We're going to go back and we are going to do a work order in the stone workers workshop 4. We're going to make those 3 allanite doors. For the barracks. We will eventually need to get the barracks furnished. And we will do that as we get some more materials here from what we dig out from the floor planning. And then I'm going to check out the bins. Okay, so we still have 15 to go. Okay. That is good for right now. And they're still going on the barrels. We still have some empty buckets. Brew drink from fruit we're also going to add. We're going to come over and we are going to start cooking. Well, I think. Actually, let's go check our prepped meals. We're still actually doing okay on prepped meals. We'll let the brewing happen here. Brewing all of that material will get the seeds for it, which is why I'm wanting to brew over cooking. And it looks like we actually are doing really good on food. I can queue up. We'll have some more meat in a little bit once those animals are slaughtered that we queued up to be slaughtered. One thing I did want to point out here in, let's see here, Dumat's bedroom. Dumat is our stoneworker. Here in the very corner of the bedroom, the wall is kind of blue. And the very tiny, like in the actual bedroom, it's a very tiny bit of the corner, and then it's on the wall in the hallway. That is, if I scroll over it, the smooth lapis lazuli cluster. So that was a gem cluster that got smoothed, and it is part of the bedroom. The value of that is going to be higher than the smooth granite wall. So that one block, if we look at in the zone, it's just the one block that's part of the cluster, is adding more value than the rest of the wall or floor blocks in there, which is kind of a reason why I don't just mine out the clusters, and I will leave that because it does kind of add value to the room. Now this next bedroom is actually going to have 1, 2, 3 blocks that are part of that cluster. So this next bedroom is actually going to be even more value. So we're going to save that bedroom for if we ever get someone in the stoneworking industry that is legendary at like making the furniture, I think we'll save that bedroom for them. Alright, and then it looks like there is one other bedroom here that will have a little bit of the Heliodor cluster as part of it. And now the Lapis Lazuli was, we saw in the Elven Caravan, that was the gem that we didn't sell. It was for 40 when it was cut. So I'm not sure exactly how valuable, it's one of the lower value. I don't know if it's a ×2 value, ×3 value, I'm not sure. And the Heliodor, I don't know what the value of that is. That could be a higher value gem, which means that would be more value for the bedroom. One thing I am going to do is, we'll set this to priority 1. We're going to go ahead and get some more. We'll get one more bedroom on each side. And I'll go ahead and get this one with the Heliodor as well. And then lower priority we'll do for the rest of the bedrooms here. And we'll just get the squares smoothed for the door and the bed. If you make a mistake, you can always come and hit this pink eraser and fix the mistake. That's what the pink eraser button is for. Okay. And then that way we're at least set up as we do. I'm not going to make these bedrooms right now. These I am going to wait, and as we get more miners and stoneworkers, I'll assign their permanent bedrooms in that row first. So I'm going to wait to furnish them and turn them into bedrooms until we're ready to assign them. But I just want the smoothing in place so we can assign them as we need to. Okay. Now I'm going to come down here, bottom left, this, here it says one petition outstanding. I'm going to click on that. This is from that add-on that I play with, DF Hack. This is another reason that I really like playing with it. If you don't play with DF Hack, then you either have to remember or maybe take a screenshot when those petitions pop up so you can remember what the petition is for. Establish a temple for the creative talents worshipping Dwarf. And it was agreed to 7 months ago, or 7 months, 2 days ago, and we have a year to establish this temple before the petition is considered. I'm not sure what the terminology is, but we basically have a year from the time they petitioned us to fulfill it, or the petition goes unfulfilled, and they can petition again. I haven't failed and had the petition happen again in a world, but based on my research, it sounds like that they can petition again, and it's not a big deal if the petition fails. I just haven't experienced the petition failing and then them petitioning again. Okay, so the social floor is definitely one that we are going to want to plan out here, and because we have 5 months left to get this petition done, I'm going to set it for priority mining 1. Okay, but we do have, let's see, we have, that's the social, nope, this is going to be the kitchen floor. The social floor, normally I do kind of stick that here in between the stockpile floor. I just miscalculated on that one, and that's okay. So we're just going to do it on a different floor here. So let's see here. We had stoneworking, woodworking. And normally I would have 2 for the stoneworking floors. I guess the stoneworking floor doesn't have to be right next to each other. We could also just come down south and do it all on one floor. They just have to walk a little further. Which, you know what? I think that might be something that we do. We're not setting that up in this episode. Okay. Now the woodworking, we are going to go ahead, and this is part of the floor planning, but I'm going to leave this on a 4. I just want to make sure yes, okay, we did this, the 12 by 12. And then we need to raise the 1 block. By 12, and we'll come in and erase those in a second. 12 by 12. These will not be for stockpiles. These will be for, well, I mean, it will be for stockpiles, but top left here, I'm going to do kind of like a barrel, bin, bucket, wheelbarrow, step ladders. That's going to be the stockpiles in this top left. And then in one of these bottom ones will be for like display cases and encrusting, or like a jeweler's station. And then the other one will be sort of like for beds. and maybe crossbows initially. The crossbows eventually are going to go up in a weapon stockpile, but we're not ready to do that just yet. Okay, so okay, so get those planned out. And then super low priority, we're gonna come and I'm just debating which direction I want to go with this. Let's see here, stone. Oh, the social floor is not going to be as high as I was thinking. For potential water. Okay, so we don't have to worry about the water being on this. I get into that later. Okay, so this, coming into this stockpile, this one hallway is off, but I want the other hallways to be the same as the rest of what I'm doing here. It won't be perfect, but it's only off on the one hallway. Okay, so I can go any direction I want with. Well, I'm gonna be setting up a dining room and bedrooms on the wood. That's what I'm looking at. So I went north on this one. So we're gonna come. You know, I think we're gonna come south. Okay. So I'm gonna do. And we did 10 by 10 on the other dining room. I'm gonna do 12 by 12 to fix the dining room issue that I had there. And then come like this. Okay. Let's see here. So first, on priority 1, I want to set the temples, and I am going to set up the water, I think, on priority 1. On priority 2, I want to do stockpiles. And at least getting the hallway on the kitchen floor dug so I can enclose the planting and keep that underground. So that'll be priority 2. So this will be priority 3. Okay. I'm going to, again, leave the gap of the 2 for the walls. And this is going to be the woodworkers' bedrooms slash outdoor. So I would have like one row would be for like our carpenters and the other row would be for woodcutters. but it's going to be for woodcutters. A lot of I think I'm going to double up and have my woodcutters also be herbalists. Sort of my dwarves going outside. That's going to be sort of like on the top row. That'll be those guys. Okay, so then we can come down and do 7 on the rest of this. Actually, you know, we can do 3 on all of it, but we'll just do a race like that. Okay. I'm not expecting to have much more than... I'm leaving the gap so they don't dig that out. I'm not expecting to have much more than 5 carpenters or 5 woodcutters / herbalists. If they're herbalists only, they can get a bedroom on the other floor, our food floor. Okay, and then on the other side, because we don't have a whole lot of other bedrooms going on this floor, I will do the bedrooms for the kids on this floor. And we currently have 2 kids, and I'll get a bedroom for 2 more kids. Doug, and then the rest of these we'll do the same thing. We'll leave a gap, and we'll still plan everything here. Okay. And now that is a plan for 10 rooms, and then we will also come down and plan on another row of bedrooms just in case. Some fortresses I don't have many kids, and some, I think the most I've had was 20. So I do want to plan on there being room for more kids. And we have an extra space there, so we can actually... It's okay if this one is only a 1 wide, because the hallway does not need... We're not setting the hallway as a zone, so the hallway does not need the wall as part of its zone. So this is still not going to be a shared wall for a zone. Okay. So this will actually be 12 more bedrooms, so that'll be enough for 22 bedrooms for kids. Planned out. We can dig more out as we need. I have 2 extras planned for digging on the kids, and then we have, let me go in and look at that real quick. So we actually, I think, do have 2 carpenters. I'm going to go to labor to look at this. So woodworking, we do have 2 carpenters, and we have our engraver is a boyer, but our engraver already has a room on the engraving floor. We're going to leave him where he's at. So 2 bedrooms for the carpenters, and then I'm going to click on the woodcutters. And we do have 2 woodcutters as well. Leacott, we'll actually click on Leacott, is also a plant gatherer, an herbalist. But we'll put Leacott in this bedroom. So we do have, and just double checking here, coal. Okay. So we actually only have 3 because coal is both wood cutting and woodworking. Okay. You know, we have coal set up on the carpenter station. We might want to switch that to Kosoth since Kosoth doesn't go outside. We'll leave it for now. Okay, so yeah, we only need 3 of these bedrooms that we have planned, so that there is a 4th one that will be available. Okay, so then I'm gonna come in with 3, and we're just going to leave everything else on the dining room as a 7, but we'll just get the hallways dug to the bedrooms. Okay. So that is 1 floor planned. And this dining room we're not going to set up for a while. Mainly because the dining room I do want to smooth like I did on this one, but I don't want to smooth a whole bunch of big areas like this too early. So with this low population, we don't need a second dining room just yet, and the woodworking floor dining room is going to be one of the last dining rooms that we actually set up, which is why I've got it dug, priority 7. They don't need to dig it anytime soon. All right. So let's go plan. The social floor. Get that done. Okay, so let's see here. This is the woodworking floor. Let's plan the social floor right here. This is going to be a priority 1 for the temple. One thing I do want to look at is where the river is. Okay, so it's gonna be this. Okay, elevation 33. And I think when we set up our water stuff, it's gonna be over like right in here. Come down to elevation 33. Alright, so I've got that marked out as this is going to be a well. This will be a well. This will be a well. Okay, and then we'll do a walkway around. So I've got the walkway around each well and then a walkway around like all the squares. Okay. So this is going to be where we're going to set up wells. No, we aren't going to set up 6 wells right off the bat, but wells are something that I have not actually done yet. This will be my first attempt. I have done some research on water. I've watched a couple of videos. I don't have a very strong understanding of how it works, but it's my understanding that the dwarves use the wells for if we make bars of soap, they'll go to the well and like clean their clothing. I have had in multiple fortresses, the dwarves have had their clothing just like rot off their bodies. That's a big part of the reason why I'm trying to stay on top of making new clothing. But I don't know if we set up the well early and we make bars of soap, if they can prevent their clothing from rotting. I don't know if that's how it works. And I think I read as part of the research that they can get grumpy if they're waiting in line for more than one dwarf is waiting in line at the well. So that's why I'm making space for more than one well here. Now we are going to go ahead and in the bottom corner we will go ahead and dig stairs down, and then so this is a 13 by 9. Yeah, okay. The reason why I didn't actually draw the 13 by 9 is I didn't want to draw over that stairs. I want that to stay a stair. The reason why I'm setting this as a priority 1 to dig out is, again, my theory of, and just my observations of, it does seem like priority of hauling boulders is the boulders that are dug earliest are hauled first. I don't think that's 100%, but that does seem to be kind of the priority. So I do want this, this down here on elevation 32 is going to be where the we're going to set up the water to pour into. Okay. So if that is the case, then we need to come up like this. And I do need to come up and check. This design is, I don't even know if it's going to work. 44, 42. So we're going to dig a couple of things on the surface to set up the start of it. 42. And I think 41 is where we're going to come up. Okay. And we're doing a staircase up to elevation 41. Actually, we might need to... No, that's perfect. Okay. Okay, no. We need to... I think we'll go on the other side here. Come over a few spaces and we'll go up on this side. This staircase is where I'm planning the water to come down. 41. Okay. Set the mining and then... channel there. And channel there. Now we will... After we get the channeling done, we will go ahead and cover it up, because we don't want the inside of our fortress exposed. But I do want to get it dug. It will eventually channel so that the river um, will flow into what we're setting up. But I want to get everything dug so they have a chance to move the boulders. Okay, and I think... Okay. So that is priority 1. Okay. And then we're going to come down. Alright, so we'll leave that as priority 1, which means if this is where our wells are going to be, then I want the hospital to be not far behind. So I will... This was 13 by 9. Sort of do... I'm not sure what we're doing on the hallway here. And then... So I think we'll set up a hospital here. Okay, so... And... I'm not gonna like this being 3. But you know, there's no reason it can't be 3. Okay. We'll set up little rooms. Actually, the majority of this does not need to be dug in a 1. Okay, and then on the outside, we'll do like so, and set up a... Yeah, I think we'll go 3 by 5. We'll set up an operating suite. And plan on another one on this side. So we'll get 2 dug out now, and then plan on... Perfect, okay. And yes, I'm leaving the other operating suites not connected. Okay. Actually, you know what? And I think we'll go in the middle on these. It's okay if the hospital does get completely... Dugout. Okay. So this entire thing is the hospital. The one square all the way around is the hallway. We're only going to have eventually 4 operating suites where we put the traction benches and kind of the furniture for the hospital, and then these inner rooms are for bedrooms for patients. That is... you know what? I want a couple more bedrooms here, because that's only 10. And I want some room here, so we'll go. And yeah, we'll add a couple of there we go. Okay. Oh, coming down, we do need to add hallway here. Which means this needs to come down one more. Which means do I have room for another bedroom? We're gonna find out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. Yes, okay. Only 2 of these are actually going to be operational right now, and we're not going to have 6 suites. 2 of these, again, I don't know if we need to set up a waiting room or not, but I'm going to set up, some table and chairs, and so there's like a little dining room or like waiting area for anyone coming to visit. Which actually I think I'll do operating suites up here, and then these 2 will be the waiting room. And if we do wind up having anything artifact-wise that we display in the hospital, it'll go in like these waiting areas. Okay. And that gives us, so 12, that gives us 16 beds. Perfect. Okay, so go ahead and dig that. Alright. We may eventually have other hallways. We probably will have other hallways coming out of the hospital. But alright, so with that being said, I think we'll do do a big, you know what we're gonna do? This is going to be a dining room. I'm just planning it right now, we're not digging. And I'm not going to connect it just yet. Yeah. Okay, so that'll be a dining room on the social floor. Perfect. You know what? We're gonna come up one more. Do. There we go. Yeah, I like that. Okay. There we go. And I think we'll set this up for, this will all be dining space. And potentially we can do stockpiles here. For right now, I'm going to leave that empty. Okay. So that being said, we have hospital, dining room. This could also potentially be the library. Ooh. Okay, let me look at this. 5... 3... No, there's not. That's just kind of an awkward space. That's not quite. I want to get a little bit fancy with my library. Oh, I guess it doesn't have to be. Okay, so let's see here. We are looking at. Potentially. Oh, we're off center. Okay. So we would need to make this 3. You know, I can make that work for the library. Which means we'll do stockpiles in this dining room, like as it is. yes, I'm not connecting it on purpose because we're not ready for the library. I'm just planning the library out. Okay, which means if we come south, so we will go ahead. And connect the hallways. Okay. Which means you know what, if we come down like this, then we can plan potentially bedrooms for our surgeons. And we won't have room for another one right there. So that being said, I think we'll shift everything over just one. I don't think we're going to have 10 doctors, but that should work. And then we will come down, and I'm going to do another row of bedrooms down here. This is not going to be for doctors. This will be for priests and performers. And then we do have room to expand should we need to. Like I said, we're leaving this undug right there, and then yep, okay. Alright. And this will be for our Chief Medical Officer. Oh, nope. Oh, good grief. Okay. Sorry, I'm used to doing this vertically. I'm not used to doing it horizontally. And have the entrance be right there. Okay. And the reason we have such a fancy room set up is the nobles and administrators, as we get more population, will require more bedrooms and like more value in those rooms. They're going to require an office and a private dining room. So this is my setup. Why does that look funky? There we go. This is my setup for that. Okay. So then that quadrant is kind of bedrooms. And we will do there we go. To help connect everything. Okay. And I've left myself some space to do, if I need to do another noble bedroom over in this corner, I can. Which means one corner up here is going to be the other noble bedrooms. And one is going to be for temples. Okay. I think I'll plan the temples going up this direction. Okay. So I think I want to do kind of something similar. 10 by 6, and let's see. Sort of what we get here. Yeah, I like that. This will be and we'll get a second hallway going here. Go 10 by 6. And we're leaving space for more temples to be dug later. But one of these will be a general temple where they can worship any deity, and one of these will be our petition for the specific deity. Okay, and I will plan this final quadrant. You know what? I'm going to get it actually planned now. Okay. forgive me if I'm quiet while I'm doing this. I want to make sure I've got everything. These middle ones are going to be the dining rooms. That's the sort of the extra space for the stockpiles. I am going to plan enough bedrooms for the nobles that we currently have. So we have our expedition leader, who is also going to be our manager. But eventually we are going to have a mayor. So I'm going to plan on an extra bedroom for that now. And at least get these dug. Eventually we're going to polish and engrave all of this, but that's going to be way down the line. For right now, we're just going to polish and engrave where we're actually going to place the furniture. And we'll get our nobles set up in bedrooms. Okay, so let's see here. We'll go, say, expedition leader, manager. We'll go bookkeeper. And it looks like we do have space for one more here. Yes, this is a shape I have drawn before. When my husband and I, we did a joint world, and this was actually his original design on the bedrooms, not this bigger part in the middle. I added that later, but sort of this design, diamond design was his design, and I really liked it. So I have adapted it for my use. Now he only had the one room. He didn't have the office, dining room, and bedroom joined for all the that was I added that bit. Okay. So let's see. We've got expedition leader, manager, broker, bookkeeper. Okay. And then we have our other. That will be everybody for now. Yes, we do have our militia commander, but he is getting a bedroom on. Let's go up to the. So the barracks, we will plan on going up either side for the barracks, but we can come down and we will do bedrooms down here. So we will do. And again, I'm going to do 5. And yes, I'm going to let them dig out this first branch. Because then we can start setting up. This is going to be the bedrooms for our first squad will be in this first branch. Oh, I didn't plan the dining room. Dang it. Actually, okay. Need to fix that. So we do need at least that space. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. most of this will be... There we go. Okay. I do need to make sure that I leave the double space there. Okay, so now we can plant the bedrooms. And again, I'm leaving it on low priority to dig out the dining hall because we're not going to set that dining hall up for a while until we have multiple squads, most likely. Okay. And yes, I'm going to let them dig out all of these bedrooms. And then, do we have space? We're going to find out. Actually, you know what? We'll just come in 7 and come and do... No, I think we had it right the first time. Okay. So, come in. We're leaving that extra space so that we don't have the overlapping bedroom problem. And this is, again, going to be a noble bedroom. Personal dining room. And office. There we go. And this will be the militia commander. And I will set up bedrooms that look like this for one for each squad. So it'll be, yes, there's an extra room kind of dug out here for an extra room, and that's okay. But there will be 9 per squad, plus the fancy, the military. Bedroom, which actually, the more I'm thinking about it, the more I'm thinking, instead of the extra bedroom here, and this hanging off the end, we'll come in, so we need to go, so it's gonna go like this. Okay, yes. And that'll take up the space of that final bedroom there. I like that. I like that better. And this is the first time I've kind of done this design for the military bedrooms. Okay. This way they're stationed close to where they're going to be working. Okay. And I am looking at the length of this episode. I was wanting to originally plan out the mining of the... You know what? Maybe I will do that. I was going to also plan out some stockpiles and um, the tomb floor. But I think I'm going to end the episode there, and I'll just do another episode of floor planning. I apologize that it'll be 2 episodes in a row where we don't hit play, but this has been quite a lot of floor planning, which has been important. And the reason why I want to get I want to get all the stockpiles dug. That way they have a chance to like move the boulders out of those stockpiles, but also so we have a place for all of our stuff to go. We still have plenty of boulders that don't have a stockpile. For example, we have these metal ores here. They don't have a stockpile. We don't have a permanent stockpile for the clay. And I want to set up an area on the crafting floor and just actually kind of get our permanent crafting set up for our all the stone crafts that we're doing. Have the bone and shell permanent stockpile set up. There's a lot more that I want to draw and get sort of dug. Honestly, probably before the next trader comes in autumn. We may or may not get a trader in spring or in summer. I don't know. But I am definitely going to leave the episode there. If you enjoyed the video, please thumbs up it. If you enjoy what I'm producing, please subscribe to the channel. And I will see you next episode.